Everyone turned when the glass doors swung open. Samantha Green, the once shining executive assistant of Holden and Ross, stood frozen in the center of the lobby, eyes wide as her manager's voice echoed for all to hear. "You're done here, Samantha. You were late for the third time this month. Pack your things." Gasps. Whispers. One coworker even started recording with their phone. Samantha's throat tightened. She glanced around, no one met her gaze. Not even Olivia, the colleague she covered for when her son was sick. Not even Mr. Holden himself, who'd once said, "You're the glue that holds this floor together." And yet here she was, disposable. She clenched the edges of her worn tote bag, heart pounding. "My mom, she had a fall. I was at the hospital." But Mr. Banks, her manager, only sneered. "Always an excuse. We need reliable people. Good luck." He turned and left. The elevator doors slid shut behind him. And just like that, 5 years vanished into the hum of printers and quiet judgment. The janitor. Samantha moved numbly, her heels echoing through the hall as she returned to her desk for the last time. A few files. A framed picture of her mom. A mug that said, "Do good anyway." She took the stairs to avoid seeing anyone else. On the third-floor landing, she paused, fighting tears. That's when she noticed someone behind her. Mr. Walter, the janitor. He was in his 60s, always kind, always silent. He offered a small, comforting smile as he stepped forward. "You okay, Miss Green?" She tried to nod, but tears broke through. "I gave everything to this place." He listened patiently. Then, slowly, he reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, rusted key on a blue ribbon. "This is for you," he said. She blinked. "What is it?" He looked at her kindly. "Just come with me. The secret room." They walked 2 blocks in silence. Walter led her to a narrow alley between an old bakery and a barber shop. A single metal door was tucked into the brick wall, worn and forgotten. He slid the key into the lock and pushed it open. Inside was a simple, clean space, wooden shelves lined with children's books, an old desk, 2 long tables with art supplies, and a sign on the wall that read, "Hope Room, a place to begin again." Samantha stepped inside, stunned. "I started this place 10 years ago," Walter said. "After I lost my son. He was 10. I didn't have much to give, but I wanted to give kids hope. After school, a few of them come here. We read, draw, talk. Some days, no one shows. But on the days they do, it matters." She turned to him, overwhelmed. "But, why show me this?" "Because I see something in you. You stayed kind. Even when they weren't. That means more than a job title." He reached into the desk drawer and handed her a folder. "I've been wanting to expand this place, make it official. But I don't know paperwork. Forms. Grants. You do." Samantha's hand trembled as she opened it. Tax documents, licensing forms, handwritten notes. It was a dream, halfway built, waiting for someone to finish it. Walter placed the key in her palm again. "You were never meant to stay somewhere that couldn't see your worth." The climb. The weeks that followed were the most exhausting, and rewarding, of Samantha's life. She learned how to apply for nonprofit status. She stayed up late drafting proposals. Walter introduced her to the kids. Some were shy. Some loud. All hungry, not just for food, but for attention, warmth, kindness. Donations started coming in after a local newspaper ran a story, "Janitor and fired assistant team up to change lives." Volunteers followed. Then sponsors. Then a full-time youth counselor. One morning, Samantha walked into the Hope Room and paused. The walls were painted bright blue. Laughter rang through the space. A little girl tugged her sleeve and said, "Miss Samantha, can I read you my poem?" And she realized. This, not a cubicle, not a title, was what she was meant for. The twist. Months later, she bumped into Mr. Banks at a fundraising gala. He was stunned to see her there, confident, glowing, surrounded by city officials praising the Hope Room's work. "I had no idea you were involved in this," he stammered. She smiled politely. "Neither did I. Until someone handed me a key." The message. Sometimes, losing what we think we need is the only way to discover who we really are. Samantha didn't just lose a job that day. She lost a ceiling. And found a sky. All because one janitor, who everyone overlooked, chose to see her. And believed in what she could become. And that made all the difference. Never underestimate the power of being kind. It might just hand someone the key to their future.